Hi, I'm Mark Olives, and today I'd like to give you my two favorite dieting tips that will help you to lose weight. And both of these tips take next to no willpower whatsoever and will make it a ton easier for you to help maintain your weight and to lose weight. So let's get right to it and talk about the first tip I can possibly give you, and that is to eat your food slowly. People have to remember that satiety or fullness does not occur here, it occurs here. And the fact is, it takes time for your brain to register that food is coming in. So food has to be processed, go through the stomach, get into the bloodstream, finally get up, get to the brain, where your brain says, okay, we've got food on board, let's slow down that drive for hunger that's causing us to overconsume. So the slower you can eat, the more time allows for digestion and the processing so that your brain understands, okay, we're good, don't eat anymore. I always use an example. I had a friend in high school. He was 330 pounds, grossly overweight. We'd go out to eat. We were eating fast food, which wasn't particularly good anyways, but he would order twice as much food as I would. He would get 2 burgers, 2 fries, and a drink. And he would have his done before I'd even have half of mine completed. Now, I've always been a slow eater, and the fact is, it would take me probably 10 to 15 minutes to eat a burger and fries. So at 10 to 15 minutes, I've had enough time for the food to get into my system and process, and for my brain to say, you've had enough. My friend, he would be done before me, but he'd have twice as much food in. So he was not getting a signal that I'm full until he's overconsumed twice as much. If he had slowed down and eaten at my pace, what he would have found is, at 1 burger or half the amount of food he was eating, he would have felt content and full. So slowing down your eating is going to greatly help you to eat less without any willpower whatsoever. Now, it does take some effort in order to eat slowly. What I suggest is get some very small utensils, so like children's forks and spoons, so that your bite has to be incredibly small. You can do things like take 50 bites or put your utensils down in between bites, but to me that takes more discipline than just flat out having a small utensil. That's going to make it difficult to eat. Or if you're not good at eating with chopsticks, try using that. Make it difficult to get the food from your plate into your mouth so that the process of eating is delayed. If you can't do either one of those things, at least set a timer such that when you finish your last bite of food, you promise yourself you will not eat for at least 10 minutes. I can almost guarantee you that if you can wait that 10 minutes, you will find that you feel sufficiently full such that you do not need to consume any more food. The reason I don't like that as much is because if you're sitting there with a timer and there's still food in front of you, it's too great a temptation to just say, forget the timer, I'm going to eat the food anyways. So try and eat slow, and that's going to greatly help you to do better. The second thing I suggest, and this is both a healthy strategy in addition to a strategy that will help you to eat less, is to consume a lot of vegetables before you even start your meal. So especially for breakfast or for lunch and dinner, this works great. I like to use raw vegetables. If you don't like raw vegetables, don't worry about it. But in using raw vegetables as my example, before I even eat my main meal, I grab a plate and all I put on it is raw vegetables. I like to get stuff that's pre-cut because if it's not simple, you're going to have a lot harder time maintaining a strategy. So all I have to do when I go home is I open the refrigerator door, I grab these vegetables, I put probably 3/4 of a plate of vegetables on my plate, and then I eat them. I just sit there and eat. Now, raw vegetables are great because number 1, high nutrient density. Number 2, raw vegetables, you can't consume them fast. It takes a while to eat them. If you eat them fast, you're going to choke and rip your throat apart. So you have to go slow. It will usually take me 20 to 30 minutes to eat my plate of vegetables. If I'm dieting, I can't possibly feel deprived, like, oh my God, I'm not getting enough food, when I'm spending 20 to 30 minutes eating every meal. So mentally, that helps me out right there. From a standpoint of health, I'm putting the most nutrient-dense, healthy foods in my body first. So that's a great strategy alone. But additionally, vegetables are high fibrous foods. High fiber foods, or fiber is just a substance that your body can't break down. So it acts as kind of a sweeping mechanism that helps clean out the intestines. But it's extremely hard to process, so it takes a while for the digestion. So you eat these high fiber foods, they go down into your stomach and they sit there. Now your stomach will expand to so great a size. You can train it to get crazy. But for the most part, let's say it expands to this far. Well, if you fill it up half full of raw vegetables, you just reduce the size of your stomach by 50%. So eating a lot of raw vegetables is a way of giving yourself like a free lap band surgery. So I'm getting reduced stomach, but the greatest thing is without having, or I don't need to have a dangerous, costly surgery to create half the size of my stomach. I just filled it up with raw vegetables. So this now makes it far harder for you to consume more food after that. So now when you put the main meal on your plate, you'll be satisfied at a much quicker, much quicker. So I tell people, make sure you get those raw veggies in first. It will help reduce your hunger significantly. It will make you healthier and make it far greater likelihood that you'll be successful on your diet. I hope that this helps. Thanks.